This is Sandra and Cheryl, and welcome to the Inspired Action Show, where you get information for your inspiration. Today we have a really great topic. We're going to be talking about supplementation. So Mr. Langtree a few months ago asked what were some recommended supplements for older adults, and this is what this show is based on today. So we're going to be sharing with you some main supplements that may be important for you to incorporate into your diet. As always, you want to check with your physician before taking any type of supplement. Make sure there aren't any problematic interactions with your medications, and do your own research. So get informed. So with that started, I just want to ask Cheryl, what supplements do you take on a regular basis?
Well, I take a multivitamin for a more mature woman.
And I'm just going to interject here. So multivitamins are a great supplement to take for anyone in general. As we age, for some reason, we tend not to absorb minerals and nutrients as well. So a multivitamin can be a great safety belt supplement to make sure you are getting all of the nutrients you need.
Okay. In addition to that, I'm adding vitamin D so that I have 2,000 milligrams of vitamin D a day.
Excellent. So vitamin D is very popular in kind of the health world today. Thankfully, doctors and physicians are checking vitamin D levels when you go for your regular office visit.
Exactly.
So you know if you're low, medium, or high, because vitamin D is really a big player in immunity and cancer prevention, as well as building bone health. And we didn't know that 10 years ago, and now it's much more readily accepted, and people are supplementing with vitamin D because we are not getting the rays from the sun, the natural exposure to the sunlight 15 minutes a day. And as much as your full body exposed as you can, it's just not possible for a lot of us, so we do need to supplement. And people will supplement anywhere from 500 milligrams to 5,000 milligrams to even 10,000 milligrams, depending on how low they are in that spectrum. So you really want to work with your doctor or your physician to make sure you're at the right level. Mm-hmm. And Cheryl, do you take vitamin D for bone health then?
Yes, exactly. That's the reason I take the 2,000.
And what else are you taking for bone health?
Well, I wanted to ask you because I was reading in some research I was doing on bone health, and it mentioned magnesium as being a supportive vitamin or mineral to take for muscle and bone strength.
Great. So I actually brought some magnesium today. This is a highly absorbable form of magnesium. It's magnesium glycinate lysate. So you want to make sure you're getting an absorbable form of magnesium, because some will just go right through you. And like Cheryl said, it is very important for bone health in addition to vitamin K. But vitamin K you can find through eating green leafy vegetables, kind of those types of things. So you don't need to worry too much about supplementation. But magnesium is also great for relaxing your muscles, for lowering blood pressure, and if you have cramps at night. I know several members here at the Garlands who supplement with magnesium, and it's decreased their cramping in the middle of the night when they're sleeping.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
The recommendation was for 800 milligrams a day of magnesium, and what I've seen is 500
tablets?
Yeah, so would it be dangerous to take 2 of those and have 1,000?
So it really depends on how your body type, how big you are, how active you are. I would do research. I would talk to my physician.
Okay.
I would, magnesium is an element, and it's not something that's readily excreted like vitamin C or B vitamins. It's not water soluble, so you wouldn't want to overdose on that. But again, on the other side of the spectrum, there are some physicians that say take a lot of this in the liquid form. Mm-hmm. You really need a lot of it. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there's not a ton of research out there, so you really have to make your own educated guess with your choice, with your physician, and whatever research is available.
Well, that's really good advice. Thanks for that.
Sure.
I take fish oil or salmon oil.
Excellent. Fish oil. So I didn't bring any today because if you have fish oil in the liquid form, which I do, you want to keep that in the refrigerator or else it will go rancid. You can also take fish oil tablets or capsules, which are great as well. Fish oil is wonderful for heart health, for depression and anxiety. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which the westernized population tends to have a low ratio of omega-3 to omega-6s, and we really want to up that omega-3 and get more fish oil in. Unfortunately, a lot of our fish is contaminated with mercury and other
That's right.
toxic minerals and not minerals, poisons from the ocean. And so you really need to be careful about your fish consumption. But if you can get a high quality fish oil from sardines or krill oil, those are small fish that tend not to build up that mercury toxicity. So 2 brands that I really like for fish oil, and I'm sure there's plenty more out there. I just like these brands because they actually test their product to show that it is low in mercury. And that is Nordic Naturals and gosh, I can't think of the other one, but they sell it at the Vitamin Shop. It's a little less expensive than Nordic Naturals, but just do your research. And if you do get a poor quality fish oil, you might burp up the fish oil, or that's also, if your fish oil is rancid, that could be an indicator. It also could be that you're just taking too much and you're just not absorbing it well. You might benefit from some digestive enzymes, which is another supplement that many people benefit from. It helps to break down your food so you have less gas and you can absorb the nutrients better. So you might look into a digestive enzyme.
Okay.
What else are you taking?
Well, this isn't a vitamin, so I'm not going to mention, I take that smaller aspirin. The
baby
.81,
aspirin?
yeah.
Excellent, yeah.
And I was doing it every day to have your blood flow very good. And Gary read something where his blood got too thin, so we stopped taking it every day, and we take it every 3rd day.
Excellent point, Cheryl. Wanted to mention that with the fish oil as well as aspirin does thin your blood. So if you are on medications that thin your blood already, you really need to talk to your doctor before taking additional supplements like fish oil or aspirin, because what they can do, even green leafy vegetables thin your blood. So what you want to do is talk with your physician and say, I'm going to be eating these green leafy vegetables on a regular basis. I'm going to be taking this fish oil on a regular basis, and then they'll adjust your blood thinner medication based on your regular diet. You just need to make sure that you are taking those supplements every day and regularly. That makes sense.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
And that would be all that I take every day.
Okay, great. So I am just going to make a few general recommendations that you could add. So Cheryl already mentioned she's taking the vitamin D, so we'll move that out of the way. We have the magnesium. So zinc is really important for immunity and healing of wounds, as well as blood sugar stabilization. I recommend just 15 milligrams, and it can be very difficult to find 15 milligrams. I've seen 50, I've seen 30. I got this at the Vitamin Shop. Actually, I ordered this online through Amazon, but they do have one through the Vitamin Shop in Lake Zurich. Next, we have selenium. Selenium you can also get through eating 4 Brazil nuts a day.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really rich in selenium. And I do recommend getting as much of your nutrients as possible through eating whole foods. But again, if selenium is good for in the winter if you struggle from like depression from not getting enough sunlight. Selenium has been shown in studies to improve moods in that way. So
I've never even heard of selenium before, so this is good to know.
Yeah, it's an antioxidant, and 200 micrograms is recommended. So vitamin C, we've all heard of vitamin C, right? Vitamin C is just a great antioxidant. It's really hard to overdose on vitamin C because it's water soluble and you excrete it through your urine. But it's great for immunity. It helps with a lot of reactions in your body. I recommend like 500 to even 5,000 milligrams. If you do take 2,000 milligrams or more of the vitamin C, definitely have it with a meal because it can cause cramping in your stomach if you have it alone on an empty stomach. Okay, so next we have B vitamins. This is just a multi-B vitamin that I got from Costco. The interesting thing about B vitamins, they're again water soluble, so very hard to overdose on them and to have them be toxic. And they're found in a lot of different foods, especially whole grains, and they supplement refined grains with B vitamins. But if you're deficient in vitamin Bs. There's several of them. Some of the symptoms that you'll have are like numbness and tingling in your feet or your hands. You can also have symptoms similar to the beginning stages of dementia. It can look or mask itself like that. That's because B vitamins are really important for your neurological health. And so a really great way to safeguard against that is just to take a regular multi-B vitamin every day in the morning. It does help to give you a little bit of energy. So if you have trouble sleeping, you won't want to take this right before you go to bed, because then you might be up a little bit. It can affect some people that way. And again, this one I got at Costco.
Well, I'm going to mention that to Gary because he has the tingling.
Does he?
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Vitamin B.
It's
How much?
worth a try.
500.
So
Just
this
take
is a
one.
little bit excessive. This is a super B complex, but really you can just go with like 25 milligrams. Some of the B vitamins are going to be in micrograms, and that's
Okay.
fine. But you don't have to go super high.
Okay.
But if you do, you'll just excrete it out through your urine. So.
Okay.
And then niacin is a B vitamin. It's vitamin B3.
Oh.
And they used to use it a lot in high doses to increase your good cholesterol, your HDL, and to decrease your bad cholesterol, LDL. There is some research showing that it may affect your blood sugar stability, and so I would recommend doing your own research on this supplement. But if you do have high cholesterol, it can be worth it to supplement with niacin before you take some of those cholesterol medications, statins, that can be, have effects in other ways on your health. But I do want to warn you that something can happen when you take niacin, especially like 500 milligrams.
Flush.
Yeah, so Cheryl knows about this, right?
Yeah, because I took it for a while back in the 90s.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember why I took it.
Okay.
It
has a lot of benefits, but for the first 2 weeks before your body adapts to this niacin, you can get this sort of red flush all over your body. And what happens, it starts in your head, your ears get red, it feels like tingling, like a sunburn. If you're more fair-skinned, you can get more of a reaction than if you're darker skinned. And
you actually get hot.
You actually get hot.
Wow.
Yeah, and there's different forms of the niacin. There's like the anti-flush niacin where that won't happen to you, but studies show that kind isn't as effective, and it can actually,
Okay, because I was going to say,
It's
I
not as
do
effective.
know about the anti-flush.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I really wouldn't recommend that one
Okay.
because it has other symptoms too
Oh.
that aren't so great.
Okay.
But if you want to avoid the flush, start with 100 milligrams and then do that and work your way slowly up to 500 milligrams 3 times a day. And then you can just avoid the flush. But do your research on this one. And then this one is a probiotic.
Okay.
So you've probably taken antibiotics. So antibiotics destroy both good and bad bacteria. And now physicians are prescribing probiotics in addition to antibiotics so
Right.
that you can rebuild up the good bacteria in your gut.
Which is wonderful
Yeah.
for people that have a problem with their digestion.
Exactly. So that's all the supplements that I brought with me to talk about today.
And
Yeah, so sure. So this is a potato. And I brought this in because if you're part of the Move to Groove or New Year, New You program, this is part of our step 4, eating a potato 3 hours after your protein-rich meal. And if you have trouble sleeping, this might be something to experiment with and try. The potato helps to create serotonin in your body, which helps you to sleep. It helps you to relax. It helps you to turn on your impulse control so that you make better choices for yourself. And it can be a helpful step to try before going to some sleeping medication. So just get yourself a little red potato or a Yukon Gold, have a little butter on it or olive oil, some salt, 3 hours after a protein-rich dinner. And just notice how you feel the next day. You might notice that you dreamt more. That's a sign that you're building your serotonin. You might feel calm. You also might feel a little foggy if you had too much of a serotonin. So, food can be medicine. So play around with your.
Well, that's totally something new I never would have known. So
Yeah.
thank you for telling me
You're
about
welcome.
that. I'm going to try it for
You're
sure.
welcome. It was so much fun to talk with you today, Cheryl.
Yeah, it
Thanks
was.
everyone for tuning in, and we will see you next month.